রাষ্ট্রীয় অতিথি ভবন পদ্মায় বৈঠকের পর যৌথ ব্রিফিং করছেন যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের প্রেসিডেন্ট জো বাইডেনের জলবায়ু বিষয়ক দূত জন কেরি ও পররাষ্ট্রমন্ত্রী একে আব্দুল মোমেন। আমরা সরাসরি চলে যাচ্ছি সেখানে।
Bangladesh. It's an honor for me to be able to be here with the foreign minister, with Environment Minister Udin, with Climate Envoy Azad, and other Bangladeshi counterparts, and particularly with members of the parliament. I'm grateful for your attendance here and for the lunch we just had. And Mr. Minister, I should have had you on the campaign trail with me wherever I went. It would have been the strongest introduction possible. I was tempted to say at the end of his comments, I accept the nomination, but I didn't. I wouldn't say that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here at the request of President Biden because the United States of America has returned under his leadership to the Paris Agreement, to the effort globally to do what we need to do to protect our countries, our citizens, and future generations. That's what this is about. No one country can solve the problem of the climate crisis. And today, no country doubts that there is a crisis. We have experienced the hottest day in human history this year, the hottest week, the hottest month, the hottest year. And that hottest year fits within, the hottest year in the last few years fits within the hottest decade. And the decade before that was the second hottest. And the decade before that was the third hottest. And we see the damages all across the world of choices that human beings are making. Damages from fires, floods, droughts, from ice melting and sea level rising, from food production interrupted, from the ability of people to live where they live. Migration is already happening because of climate change. So we know from the scientists that we must all take action. All. And I'm here because President Biden has called a summit of the major economies of the world, but also to ask stakeholder nations, vulnerable nations, to come and be heard in the early process walking up to Glasgow, so that we deal with adaptation and we deal with resilience and we deal with the challenge of helping to bring technology to places that don't have it but need it. We believe the United States can make a difference in that regard, and President Biden is determined that we will, because it's the right thing to do, and it's also the smart thing to do for the planet. So, Mr. Foreign Minister, we're delighted that Bangladesh will take part in President Biden's summit, but equally importantly, we're delighted that we have the ability to work together now intensely going forward in order to bring technology, research, development, and finance to the table to do what we know we must do. Paris was the beginning. We always knew we were going to have to measure where we were. I regret that our previous president pulled out of the Paris Agreement. But while he did that, governors and mayors in the United States stayed in that agreement. And we have continued to work. And now that we have a President Biden back who is deeply committed to this issue, I believe we can make unparalleled progress on a global basis. So why am I here? I'm here in Bangladesh after being in India and the UAE, both of which nations pledged to raise ambition and to do more in order to try to address this crisis, and both of which have agreed to work in partnership with us to accelerate the transition to clean energy future. Now, please make no mistake. This does not require sacrifice. This does not require a lesser quality of life. It is a better quality of life with cleaner air, less disease, less cancer, with the ability to create tens of millions of jobs in the deployment of these technologies, in the creation of this new energy future. President Biden understands that. He's just put a $2 trillion growth plan in front of the United States, which will have us go to zero carbon in our power sector by 2035, which will have us deploy 500,000 electric vehicle charging stations so our population can buy the car and go to charge and go to work and go home. These choices are all in front of us, and we're excited. We're excited in the United States about the prospect of moving to this cleaner energy, this new future that protects our world for our children, our grandchildren, future generations, and we live up to our global responsibility to lead and to do what young people around the world are asking us to do, which is to behave like adults and get the job done. So I'm honored to be here in Bangladesh. I thank you, Mr. Minister, for your support, and I look forward to meeting after this conference. I will meet with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, and I look forward to having a great conversation with her. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের প্রেসিডেন্ট জো বাইডেনের জলবায়ু বিষয়ক দূত জন কেরি ব্রিফিং করছিলেন, আমরা সরাসরি সেটি শুনছিলাম।